Oh, wait, let's unpack this. What multi-billion-dollar industry,
You.
huge, right, is seeing this, well, explosive growth, but it's often kind of overlooked, and it's all driven by, our desire to stay fit.
Yeah, you might guess things like personal training, maybe gym chains.
And you'd be close,
Yeah,
but we're actually diving into the software behind it all.
exactly. The global gym management software market.
In our mission today, using these really comprehensive insights from cognitive market research, is basically to cut through all that data.
Find the key stuff.
Yeah, uncover the most important nuggets about this, well, rapidly expanding sector. Show you where the energy is, why it matters, for everyone involved.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is just the sheer scale
Right.
and this profound digital shift happening in fitness.
Right.
So we're going to dissect the revenue, the forecasts, looking at, say, 2021, where we were,
Then 2025.
how it grew by 2025, and then looking ahead, projecting out to 2033. And right up front, you should know this isn't just steady plodding growth. The global compound annual growth rate, the
Dang.
CGR, it's a really robust 8.797%.
Wow, nearly 9%.
Yeah, that's a big indicator of just how strong and consistent the momentum is globally.
That near 9% certainly sets the stage. Okay, so let's kick off with those big global figures then.
Let's do it.
In 2021, this market was already pretty substantial. We're talking just over $14 billion.
14 billion, yeah.
By 2025, that jumped up to nearly $20 billion. 19.6 to be precise.
Almost 20, yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting for you listening. The projection for 2033,
Mm-hmm.
an impressive $38.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that. The market is basically doubling
Yeah, more than doubling.
in less than a decade. This
Yeah.
isn't just growth, it feels like. Oh, like you said, a total reimagining of how fitness businesses work.
Exactly. And those numbers, they really signify a fundamental shift, how these businesses operate day to day.
It's not just about the weights and treadmills anymore.
Not at all. It's about building this strong digital backbone to manage everything. Think about your local gym. Maybe they used to have paper sign-up sheets.
Oh, yeah, I remember those, right.
Versus now, where you can probably book a class, pay your fees, maybe even check in, all from your phone.
A few taps, yeah.
That's the kind of smooth, efficient experience this software makes possible. It streamlines the back-end stuff for the gym, and it really enhances the whole member journey through tech.
So, okay, huge growth globally, but who's leading the pack? Where's the biggest chunk of that market?
Well, North America has consistently been out front.
What?
They came in around $5.6 billion back in 2021.
Right.
That climbed to nearly $7.8 billion by 2025. And the forecast for 2033, almost $15 billion.
$15 billion.
Yeah, with a solid 8.39% CAGR. So consistent, strong growth there.
But I imagine it's not uniform across North America.
That's a good point. There are some interesting nuances there. So the U.S. shows a strong CAGR, about 8.18%.
Pretty close to the regional average.
Right, but Canada.
Yes.
Canada actually posts a slightly higher CAGR at 9.916%, almost 10%.
Any idea why Canada might be growing faster?
Well, it does make you wonder, right? It could be a few things. Maybe a more concentrated market, or perhaps specific government initiatives, pushing tech integration in small businesses, including fitness. It suggests maybe a quicker digital adoption curve there.
Interesting. Okay, let's hop across the pond to Europe. How are things looking there?
Europe also has significant numbers, but it's definitely more diverse internally, which is fascinating.
Okay,
So they recorded just over $4 billion in 2021.
right.
That grew to about $5.6 billion by 2025. And the projection for 2033 is nearly $10.7 billion.
So also more than doubling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the CIGR is very similar to North America, actually 8.379%.
But you mentioned diversity within Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the different countries, you see quite a range. The UK and Germany, for example, they show solid growth, mid 7% range for their CAGR.
Okay, steady.
But then you look at France, it's accelerating at nearly 10% CAGR. Italy is also strong, almost 9%.
Wow.
Even Russia sees decent growth, around 7.8%. But what's really noteworthy is the rest of Europe category.
Outside the big economies.
Exactly. That group shows a really robust KGR of 9.881%. That tells you this adoption is broad, it's widespread, it's not just happening in the major economic hubs.
That's really significant. Okay, so North America and Europe are strong established markets. Where's the really explosive growth happening?
Well, if you're looking for a true growth engine, You've got to look at the Asia-Pacific region, APAC.
Okay, what makes it stand out?
It boasts the highest overall regional CAGR, a phenomenal 10.014%.
Over 10%.
Yeah. So the market values went from about 2.6 billion in 2021.
Smaller base to start from, obviously.
Right, smaller base but faster growth. It rose to over 3.7 billion by 2025, and the forecast for 2033, a really remarkable $7.96 billion.
Getting close to Europe's current size by then.
Exactly. And this isn't just high growth. It feels like a testament to really rapid technology adoption in these often emerging markets. They might even be leapfrogging some of the older systems, you know.
Straight to the latest tech.
Potentially, yeah. And digging deeper into APAC, the individual country stories are really quite something.
Okay, like where?
Well, India, for instance, has a strong CGR, almost 11%.
Very high.
But the highest single country CGR in the whole report, that's Singapore, an incredible 11.659%.
Singapore leading the way.
Seems so. And Southeast Asia as a whole isn't far behind, over 11% CGR as well. And get this, the rest of APAC region.
Similar to the rest of Europe.
Exactly. That subregion actually holds the highest TGR across the entire report, soaring at 13.138%.
13%. That's massive.
It really is. And of course, you have the economic powerhouses like China and Japan. They contribute significantly to the overall market value, too, driving that impressive regional total.
Okay, APAC is clearly a hotspot. What about South America?
South America also shows really strong growth. The numbers went from just over 910 million in 2021 to about 1.3 billion in 2025. And they're expected to reach around 2.8 billion by 2033. That's with a very healthy 9.893% CAGR.
Almost 10% as well. So really dynamic growth there, too.
Definitely. And within South America, you see consistent strong growth from places like Brazil, just over 9.5% CAGR.
Right.
But then even higher rates in Argentina and Colombia. Both of those are accelerating at around 10.6% CAGR.
Similar pattern, key countries pushing the average up.
Seems to be, yeah. It indicates a pretty continent-wide embrace of these solutions.
Got it. What about the Middle East and Africa, sometimes overlooked regions in these global reports?
Good question. The Middle East shows solid growth, too. It climbed from just over 530 million in 2021 to about 700 million in 2025.
Okay.
And it's forecast to hit almost 1.25 billion by 2033. The CAGR there is 7.369%.
Still respectable.
Absolutely. And the UAE, for example, is a significant contributor within that, showing an 8.513% CAGR. So you see that commitment to modernizing fitness infrastructure there, too.
And Africa.
Africa shows a really promising trajectory. The market there was about 322 million in 2021.
Smaller start again?
Smaller start, yes. Moving up to nearly 500 million by 2025. And it's projected to almost double from there, hitting nearly $1 billion, about 998 million by 2033.
Wow, near $1 billion. And the CAGR?
A very healthy 9.225%.
Over 9%. That's strong.
It is. South Africa is a key player, around 8.8% CAGR. But again, look, the rest of Africa even higher at 9.568%.
So that pattern holds again. Wider adoption beyond just the main economic center.
Exactly. It suggests a continent-wide move towards these digital tools, especially maybe in emerging markets where new fitness businesses are just starting up and adopting these solutions right from the get-go.
Okay, so we've mapped out this incredible global growth. We're seeing impressive expansion really across every single continent. The big question now is why? What's actually fueling this surge? What's driving this truly global adoption across all these really diverse regions?
Yeah, and if we sort of tie this all together, the source material points to a few core drivers that seem to be hitting everywhere.
Okay.
First, it's just the, explosive adoption of the gym management solutions themselves. People, businesses are realizing how valuable they are. Critically valuable.
It's becoming essential, not just nice to have.
Precisely. And that's really fueled by the broader digital transformation that's just sweeping across the whole fitness industry.
Right.
So businesses are seeing operational automation not as a luxury anymore, but as a crucial necessity.
Makes sense. Less paperwork, fewer errors.
Exactly. It's about how much more efficient they can be, right? How they can cut down on manual tasks, and importantly, how they can offer a really seamless experience to their members.
Improves the customer side, too.
Massively. And fundamentally, it just boils down to the growing demand for these kinds of solutions across all continents. Fitness businesses everywhere are looking to modernize, to optimize.
So for the gym owner, it means easier management, Maybe automated bookings, simple payments.
All of that. And for you, the gym member, it means a smoother, probably more engaging experience overall. Booking classes is easier, checking in is faster, maybe accessing workout info.
Yeah, all integrated.
Right. All while the gym itself boosts its own efficiency and ultimately its profitability.
It's clear then, this digital revolution, it's absolutely permeated the fitness world. Gym management software isn't niche anymore. It's, well, indispensable for growth, for efficiency.
Totally.
We're talking a multi-billion-dollar sector, as we saw, heading towards $40 billion globally. And that trajectory is just, well, staggering. It's really transforming how fitness businesses operate everywhere.
It really is. And maybe this raises an interesting question for you, the listener, to think about.
Mm.
How might this digital embrace we're seeing so clearly in fitness, how might that be a sort of microcosm for other industries, ones that maybe haven't fully digitized their core operations yet?
Good point. What lessons can they learn?
Exactly. And looking even further ahead, what kind of unexpected innovations could pop up as software keeps optimizing how we pursue health and wellness? Maybe things that move beyond just the gym walls.
Fascinating stuff to consider.
Definitely something to mull over.
Well, thanks for joining us in this deep dive today, and thank you for sharing your curiosity with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the global gym management software market and specifically how digital innovation is, well, it's not just adding features, is it? It's fundamentally changing the whole wellness scene. So if you're interested in, business, tech, or even just how everyday services like your gym are evolving, well, stick around. There are some surprising things here. Our mission, like always, is to pull out the most important bits, the real nuggets of knowledge from the sources we've looked at. Basically, giving you a shortcut so you're properly clued in on this sector. It moves fast. We're talking everything from booking a class on your phone to, like, how a huge fitness chain manages operations worldwide.
And yeah, for this deep dive, our insights are coming straight from cognitive market research. So we've got a solid factual base for our chat today.
Right. So we're going to explore what's really pushing this market forward, what challenges are kind of holding it back, and the really exciting trends shaping what's next. And understanding this, it isn't just for people running gyms. It's really about seeing how digital transformation is hitting even these very physical community spaces.
Let's unpack it.
Okay, so the sources point to some major forces driving things. First off, there's this huge, rapidly increasing demand for, seamless digital stuff for members. Automation. Gyms everywhere are adopting software like crazy, automating bookings, payments, renewals, communications, all of it.
Yeah, it's about making it easy, right? A friction-free, user-first experience.
Exactly.
And the thing is, that post-pandemic membership boom, which came from everyone suddenly caring more about health, it wasn't just about more people signing up. It actually forced gyms to use software almost as a weapon, Not just to cope with the numbers, but to genuinely scale up, to plan for future growth. It's more than just efficiency now, it's strategic.
That's a really key point. Strategic growth, not just handling the current load. And speaking of scale, the sources also talk about the relentless expansion. Gym chains opening more locations, more franchises, that obviously fuels the need for centralized software, doesn't it? Something that manages everything, ops, revenue, trainer schedules across all the different branches.
Seamlessly.
But is it purely about efficiency, or is there maybe something deeper, like a need for brand consistency across all those sites?
Oh, that's a sharp observation. I mean,
Sure.
yes, definitely brand consistency. But connecting that to the bigger picture, it's also about enabling totally new ways of doing business. Think about online workouts, hybrid fitness model.
Well, a virtual side.
Exactly. Software platforms now have to handle both the people in the building and the people logging in from home. It pushes the gym's reach way beyond its four walls. And that adds a whole layer of complexity that, honestly, only integrated software can really manage effectively. It's kind of like the fitness industry is finally catching up to where, say, online retail was maybe a decade ago, but with added wrinkles like managing physical spaces and sensitive health data.
Yeah, the health data piece is huge.
Yeah.
But okay, this booming digital landscape, it's not all smooth sailing, is it? In fact, the sources suggest some of the challenges are actually, kind of ironically, pushing the next wave of innovation. For starters, those high initial costs, setup, ongoing subscriptions, it's a real barrier, particularly for the smaller gyms, the independent studios.
Yeah, licensing fees, training staff, getting it to work with what they already have, it can be pretty daunting.
It really raises a question about accessibility, doesn't it, in an industry that's digitizing so fast?
Definitely. And another big hurdle, just plain old resistance to change. You still have more traditional gyms, sticking to manual ways, relying on spreadsheets or even paper.
Seriously, still.
Yeah, sometimes it's lack of digital know-how. Sometimes it's just, they like their old systems, that whole if it ain't broke, don't fix his mindset,
Yeah.
even when, it's clearly stopping them from keeping up with competitors.
Classic dilemma. And it's not just cost or comfort levels, is it? There's the whole data privacy minefield. Member records now have health info, payment details, sometimes even biometric data. So there's enormous pressure to comply fully with strict laws like GDPR over in Europe or HIPAA in the US for health information. It's complex.
Totally. A real minefield for businesses, as you say.
Yeah.
And one last thing the sources point out. Many niche fitness places, think Pilates studios, martial arts dojos, physio clinics.
Right, specialists.
Yeah. They often find that the general off-the-shelf gym software, it just doesn't have the specific features they need. The customization isn't quite there, which makes it tougher for them to go fully digital using standard solutions. They end up kind of underserved, maybe having to patch different systems together.
Okay, so we've got the drivers, we've got the hurdles, clear picture there. But what does it all mean for tomorrow? Let's maybe zoom in on the innovations that are really shaping the future of how we work out. First up, and this is probably something you experience yourself, is that undeniable shift to mobile first. Users just expect everything on their phone now, don't they? Booking classes, tracking workouts, paying fees, getting notifications.
Everything.
Yeah. If a gym doesn't have a good mobile experience, they seriously risk losing members to competitors who do.
It's table stakes now. And what's interesting is how this push also enables deeper insights. We're seeing AI and analytics tools really starting to make an impact, not just buzzwords anymore.
Okay, so beyond the hype, what are they actually doing?
Well, they're helping gym owners predict things like when members might leave, churn forecasting. They monitor how trainers are doing, optimize class schedules based on actual demand patterns. It's about using data to make smarter decisions. Real predictive power.
That predictive side is fascinating. I mean, what are some of the unexpected upsides or maybe even downsides of predicting member behavior like that? And kind of related to that is the next trend. Seamless integration with wearables, Fitbits, Apple Watches. It's changing how our personal fitness data connects directly with the gym's platform, isn't it?
Absolutely. Your watch isn't just tracking steps for you anymore. It's potentially feeding data back to the gym system, which allows for really customized training advice, personalized fitness journeys, moving away from generic plans towards something hyper-tailored.
That's a big shift in personalization.
It is. And finally, there's the rise of marketing automation and lead management tools, often built right into the gym software, especially if it integrates with a CRM. This helps gyms run targeted campaigns, track where new members are coming from, like referrals, and basically convert potential customers into loyal members much more easily.
Streamlining that whole process.
Yeah, the entire customer lifecycle from first contact to keeping them long term. That used to be incredibly manual just a few years back.
So pulling it all together, what's the big takeaway here? It seems like it's not just that software is important, it's essential, but maybe the speed of digital integration is now the main thing setting gyms apart.
I think that's right.
Gyms that are slow to adapt, they're not just missing an opportunity, they're actively falling behind. Losing ground to the more agile, tech-savvy competitors, it feels like a real make-or-break point for some of the older models.
Exactly. And to sort of connect the dots for you, listening, embracing these tools, it isn't just about running the business more smoothly. It's really about delivering a better, more seamless, more personalized experience for everyone in the fitness community. And it makes you think, right, if this level of digital transformation is becoming non-negotiable for gyms, what does that signal for other industries, other parts of your life where you're starting to expect these smooth, tech-driven experiences?
Yeah.
It raises that big question. How fast are traditional sectors being reshaped by digital tools? And what does that mean for how we interact with all kinds of services going forward?
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? So the final thought to maybe mull over, what does this all mean for the future of actual physical spaces when so much can be managed digitally or even experienced virtually? The fitness world is certainly giving us a fascinating glimpse of what that might look like.